Hello viewers, welcome to my Doctor Who themed YouTube channel, Who Ventures, and this is my review of the new Doctor Who episode. So that I'm filming this on the Friday after the episode because I have started my new art project, and it involves, I've signed up to the sketchbook project and I've chosen a Marvel theme to do. And it involves lots of drawing Thor and Bruce Banner. So yes, I have been distracted by very pretty men. But I have now got around to doing the video. Right, let's get to it. Now, I'll give you my score first of all. I'll give it 9 out of 10. And I was rather surprised and disappointed to go on the internet after the episode and find out that a lot of people didn't like it. I don't get why they don't like it. I loved it. I thought it was very good. So I'm like, there's people who I like to watch their reviews on YouTube, and I kind of don't want to watch their reviews because they're all like, oh, it's the worst episode ever. And it's like, worst episodes? Like, why are people saying this? And I get really passionate and angry, and I need to stay chill. But I was so angry on the Sunday after when I read the internet comments and people didn't like it. I was like, what? How dare they? No, I do have a bit of a clammy throat, so I might cough occasionally, so I'm sorry about that. Like that, sorry. So, Doctor Who, Series 11, Episode 5, the Tsuranga Conundrum. This is written by Chris Chibnall, and I think people are saying, oh, he's writing too much of the show, he's too much making too many decisions. Well, that is the job of the showrunner, to make decisions. So, oh, there's some people on Gallifrey base, there's some people, they get right up my wick. They're like, a lot of the people are lovely and reasonable, but there's a few people who just hate everything, and they'll disparage everything, and oh, can't stand them. Anyway, so we go straight into the credits, because that seems to be a running thing where we don't have a pre-credits scene, we just go straight into the credits. And I just love these credits. Another thought of what I thought it looked like was, you know, when you put like glitter and oil and water, and you see all the glitter floating around. It reminds me of that. Anyway, so we get to the first scene, and the team are in a scrapyard planet, and they're looking for something. And apparently it's Cephalin or something planet, and it's a junk galaxy. And Graham's whinging a bit, and the doctor says, well, I took you rain bathing. And it's like, oh, Graham's in his budgie smugglers. It's like, she took Graham dancing naked in the rain. Oh, yeah, but what if he wasn't his budgie smugglers? Anyway, I hope we get adventure dolls for the rest of the TARDIS team, because I really want them, because then we can go on adventures. And I kind of want to buy a sofa, a doll-sized sofa for the Doctor, but I need to know if I need enough room for the rest of the team on this sofa, because I swear I saw on somebody's toy hunting video a big purple sofa in the doll section, but that was in America, so I don't know if I'll be able to get one. Anyway, sorry, there's lots of things that are fizzing around my brain. I am quite fizzy like the Doctor, and there's the other thing that's fizzing around my brain is the set of Wreck-It Ralph Disney Princess mini dolls, and I'm disappointed they're mini dolls because they should be the same size as here, but maybe they are. Maybe they could be like the teenagers, and she could be like do this, oi you, oi mouth. Anyway, so yeah. So Graham has found something with his scanner thing, and then the Doctor comes and has a look, and it's a sonic mine, and before they can scarp it, it explodes. So then we get into this hospital. It's a space hospital, that's what we know at this point. Is Mabley is on the medical team with this other med guy, and Space Hospital, Tsuranga. I forgot what that was about. So the reason why I gave it 9 out of 10 is because at first when you get into all the names of everything, it went so fast that it took me a little while to catch up and to get with it. But that's quite good because it added to the confusion of them being in this space hospital and they don't know where they are. So me being able not to follow or find anything is reflective of them. So that's what I think. Anyway, so they've all been treated and the Doctor's still unsteady, but she wants to get the team out so she can get back to the TARDIS. But they're not all healthy yet, and they've gone marching out trying to find the exit. And then we see cutscene. We go to this, and it's an X-ray place, and there's the General, and then there's this Ronin guy who's a robot type person, and the General is Eve Cicero, and her brother is Dirkus. And then the Doctor comes in and says, Eve Cicero, are you in a book of celebrants? Sorry, I feel very regional tonight. And then Eve Cicero says, well, you had a chapter in Book of Celebrants too, didn't you? And then the Doctor says, chapter? I had a volume, love. So she's kind of humble bragging, but not really very humble. And they can't find the exit. And it's like, what? Where's the exit? Where's the signs? And then they find there's a pregnant fella and Gifton. He's a Gifton. I don't know well, he's a Gifton person. I don't know if that's his species, whether it's a humanoid Gifton species or he's from somewhere. Anyway, for them, the male pregnancies last a week. Did I write down when he went on the holiday bit? I never know which bit. Anyway, this pregnant guy, he went on holiday and he was naughty and he got himself pregnant. And then there's vibrations, and then the Doctor realises the ship is the Tsuranga hospital ship, and it's a bit like a Red Cross, like it's a pod that sort of goes out and looks for helps people. And apparently it's 4 days flight from the TARDIS. Although I don't know why she couldn't have called the TARDIS with her sonic. So she could have done that, because I think that's been done before. But anyway, so she's looking for the navigation chamber, and there's lots of spacey racy corridors, and this spaceship looks very TARDIS-like, and people were saying that, oh, that spaceship, it's a bit TARDIS, why can't that be designed at TARDIS? And I'm like, no, because, like, the TARDIS is the idea of it is it's not like the other sci-fi shows, and it's not sterile and cold. It's different than the other sci-fi shows. And to be honest, if that was the TARDIS, if the Tsuranga ship was the TARDIS, that'd be so boring. That'd just be utterly boring. So they're running through lots of corridors, and the Duck wants to get back to the TARDIS, and she's been very bossy and argumentative, and she's like, no, I'm doing it, we're going back to the TARDIS now. So, and then there's this Astos guy, and the actor's great because he was in Adult Life Skills with Jodie, and I really like that film. So it was a shame he wasn't in it very long though. So there's a constant division, disputed territory, an asteroid shard, and that something's breached the ship's shield. What is that? The ship's designed for 100,000 tours. And then there's something getting in through the life pod. They've got to go investigate. And then the Doctor's arguing with Astos and saying, I'm doing it, I do this, you do that. And she's been really bossy. And then he says, don't forget to take a condom. And a lot of people thought he said condom. And to be fair, if he hadn't got subtitles on, I probably would have thought that too. But I always watch with subtitles because I've got auditory processing. So I always watch with subtitles, and it helps with sci-fi stuff, names. Anyway, there's this robot guy, and then Graham's wandering about, and he found the General's brother trying to hack into hospital records. But I don't think Graham knows who he is, so he doesn't realise that this guy's connected to the General of the ship. He just thinks it's patient or something. And then Astos and the Doctor are looking for the intruder, and they find out the portside life pod is gone. And then Astos goes and looks in the starboard life pod, and then he gets shut in and trapped, and then the pod's jettisoned, and he's over the comms, he's saying sorry to Mabley. And that was a bit like 42, which, if I'm right, Chris Chibnall also wrote. And it was like, I'm so sorry, Mabley, I'm going, bang, and he exploded. And because this series, well, in the Moffat era, we had Moffat who just didn't kill off any characters. It was like, apart from like the Minotaur episode, he's like, he had loads of reset buttons, brought everybody back. But Chris Chibnall, I don't know whether he's rebelling against Moffat, but it's like, here's a character, oh, they're dead. It was like, what? Already? Already? And it's like, that was a bit quick. It's like, he's deliberately seemed to be like, here's a character, bang, gone. See Moffat, that's how you do it. So it kind of feels a bit like that. It's, I don't know. They find the alien, and the alien's called Pating! And he's like, people are saying he's like Stitch, which I see, but he's not as cute because he ain't got fear. And the alien's like, is chomping on the ship. And tangent, it reminds me of, we had a book Guinness Book of Records, and it was a pop-up book, and it was all levers and stuff, and there was a guy who ate a plane, and I remember that was, you had to pull the lever and he ate the plane. So that's what this creature, pting, reminded me of when he was eating the metal, and then they're going towards him, and the creature goes, Rah! And they're like, oh no, and then he's eating mechanical stuff, and then he nicks a Sonic off it as a chew and sticks it back up again. So the doctor's not very impressed with this creature. And then we go to some data banks and something about reassuring Mabley. And then Graham's, I love Graham, he has funny snarks and sort of sarcasm, and I like that, I think it's funny. So this ship is automated, and the perils, and then we learn about stuff like the perils of the Pting, and its threat level chalice. It can eat all non-organic material. Its skin is toxic to most life forms. And then the doctor says, oh, just give me 7 minutes to work it out. And then the general's brother is something. Then, sorry, I know I should review these straight after the episodes because I remember what my notes are about then. But anyway, Yoss, was it Yoss? Yes. Yoss, the preggers guy, his baby's kicking, and he's so cute because he gets Ryan and Graham to touch his stomach, like he's kicking. And then on this planet, Rossi's planet, the boys give birth to boys and the girls give birth to girls. And then Ryan's, mate, you're growing a person. And then Yoss reveals that he can't do it. He's got to give away his baby. He don't think he's going to be a very good dad. And then we find out, then it sort of parallels to Ryan's dad. And Ryan chats to Yaz about his dad. And Ryan saw his dad a year ago. Ryan's mum died because she had a heart attack, and he found a body in the kitchen when he was 13. And then Ryan, with this preggers guy being all scared to look after his baby, Ryan's starting to understand how his dad felt. And then the doctor and we see the doctor and Mabley talking. I've wrote interesting tattoo. And then she says, what are you a doctor of? And the doctor reels off a load of things what she's a doctor of. And I really like that she said Lego. That was awesome. And then she said, but mostly hope. And then she says, use your imagination to find the solution. And then there's alarms sounding, and the system's found pting. And if something's wrong, the guys at the base, they'll destroy the ship. And Rhesus want the base people, and they have the power to destroy the ship if danger's on it. Which sort of makes sense, because if there's a deadly bacteria or bug on it, they don't want it to come back to Rhesus 1, do they? No. So they have the power to destroy the ship. And then the people on board, they have a touch screen, and they can deny that there's anything wrong. But they only have 3 goes of that before Rhesus 1 will explode him. So the doctor's trying to reassure everyone, and the light goes out, and pting, he's going to eat the power source, the antimatter drive. So, and then the pregnant guy's baby is coming, and he needs 2 birth partners, which he calls doulas, and Graham and Ryan, and they have to be men because he's a man. So Graham and Ryan go to help with the birth. And then the doctor and the crew and Yaz are looking for the engine technology. And she finds it, and it's particle accelerator, and it's the iPhone version of CERN, which we've got now. And it progressed to smaller, faster, cheaper, and it brings positrons into existence. I thought it was a very good science lesson. And then we find out the general is sick, and the Ronin bot, who's all like a boyfriend kind of thing, and just out with the engine. And but then Reese's one from, is there a problem, guys? And then the doctor says, no problem. Oh, we've only got one girl left. That's the second time they denied it. Then the general's brother is working on tech, and the general admits she's got caught on fever, which is, and then there's lots of sci-fi stuff, and she has pilot's heart, and she's using more and more medication, and it seems like she's addicted to painkillers. And then Dirkus, and then the brother's found out, and he's really disappointed with it, Stark. And it's the 67th century. And then we cut to the guy having a baby, and Graham is hilarious. He says, breathe deep, cockle. I love that. And then there's Birth Bud, which is a painkiller for pregnant people. And I was trying to think of that thing what pregnant women get injected in the back, but I could not think of it. And I still got it. Something. Well, they have some sort of painkiller injected in the base of the spine, and it's called something. But anyway, so Ronan and Yaz, and there's an explosion, and stasis are pointed at the floor, and they're sapping the creature. And then Yaz they managed to wrap something round the creature. And Yaz goes to get rid of it, says, Siobhan Chamberlain with a goal kick for England. I thought that was awesome. And then the general's brother attaches her to this technology because she can fly it like virtual reality style. But we don't get to actually see the virtual reality viewpoint. And then the doctor finds out the Pting feasts on energy. And the general's called Eve, which I already noted that, and she's doing the sci-fi tech thing, flying the ship. And then the rhesus one says, are you sure you're right, guys? Is there a problem? And the doctor says, no problem. And then the next time rhesus one asks, they can't deny it. And then, we've got to get rid of the alien, we've got to fix everything quick. And then Dirkus is flying the ship, and the doctor is speeding up the detonation of the bomb, and I wrote in the box, feeding it to Pting, which she does. General and brother, they're like, it's a rocky flight, and then the doctor asks Yaz, think of a number between 100, and Yaz says 51, and then that she finds out that's how much time seconds she's going to put onto the bob to get Ting to get rid of him. And Yaz says, I would have gone for a bigger number. But the doctor says, 51, it's pentagonal number, that, and it's the atomic number of antimony. Or, as some people pronounce it, antimony. So, and then the pregnant guy is that, Graham is talking to her, so, I've seen every episode of Call the Midwife. What you been doing, your YouTube? And then he's like, I don't know what to do. And then the nurse says, well, we're going to have to cut him open. We're going to have to cut open his birthing sac. And Graham's like, and then we're back with the doctor and Yaz, and Pting's coming, and he sees the yummy energy, and then we're back with the pregnant guy, and Ryan's reassuring Yaz that you can do it, mate. You can be a dad, mate. And then the doctor is waiting for Pting to get in this escape pod, and says, really, you're gonna have to get a shift on. And then Pting eats the energy, and he's ejected into space, and he's all full. He's got a full tummy. He's got that dinner to go down, so he won't be coming back because he's full up. And then the general and her brother are making peace, and then there's the Ronin bot. Then Graham's feeling a bit squeamish, and Ryan's reassuring Yaz. And then Ryan and Graham cut because this baby sack has 2 umbilical cords. They cut the umbilical cords together, and then the general's brother is doing the flight down because the general sort of died. And then Yoss got his baby, and he held his baby, and it was so cute. And I nearly cried. And Graham tries to fist pump with Ryan, and it's like, come on, Ryan. And then Reese's one is booking a teleport for the TARDIS team so they can go back to the TARDIS. Then Yoss decides he's calling his baby Avocado, because that's the era what Graham and Ryan are from. Says, avocado, it's popular then, wasn't it? And they were, Graham and Ryan thought it said, I thought it'd be called Graham Ryan, or Ryan Graham. So I was thinking, which one of them sounds better? And I was going to say Ryan Graham at first, but actually Graham Ryan, it's not bad. But yeah, I do think Ryan Graham sounds better. So Yoss is going to try to be a good dad. As it's really sweet. Then the robot, because his general's gone, then he's just gonna shut down because he's a robot. He's got nobody to like be robot gigolo with. And then Mabley says, will you or Dorcas, I don't know, will you encant? And it's like saying a prayer, and it's beautiful. It's really beautiful prayer, and when you see the Doctor saying it, it's gorgeous. So I really enjoyed the episode. It was a bit fast and furious, and there was lots of spacey racy, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very emotional. Now, Mum found it a bit difficult to follow, but then it was funny, and she loved Pating, and Dad was echolalying, Pating, Pating, and then he says, quite good, reasonably easy to follow. What they're really excited about is the next episode where we go to India, and they're mega excited. My mum is really liking the history part of it. She's really liking learning historical stuff, and which we did have with the first Doctor, but I think because when Doctor Who first started, the first Doctor, we had a story about cavemen, and then we went straight in with Daleks. I think maybe if they'd held back on the Daleks a bit, maybe some of my mum's generation might have been, or my mum and my auntie might have been more interested, but because it was like Daleks, fighting Daleks, the history and educational episodes perhaps got a bit lost in the Dalek mania. So, but they're loving it now. It's really good. I really liked the Tsuranga Conundrum. I thought it was very good, and it was very interesting, and it was beautiful, and I guess it's kind of similar, but the feel of it was kind of like Rings of Akaten, and I know people didn't like that either, some people, but I loved that too. And I know there wasn't a big speech. I know that, and the Doctor, our lovely Doctor, she's not really had the big speech moment yet, and I don't know if that's going to be her style. Cause like Matt, when he did that big speech in Rings of Atom, like, take it all, baby. It's like, oh. And obviously Pick Capaldi's speech about war and about the Saigons, that was amazing. So we haven't really seen a big massive speech thing yet, but maybe that's not going to be her style, because all the new Who guys are like, look at me, I'm brilliant and I'm going to save you. But she's like, I believe in you, you can do it, we can all do it. And she's like, yeah, let's hope we can do it. I believe in hope. I believe in people. And she's more low key about it, and she's more about not putting it onto herself, but putting it on to the others, like reassuring the others and building others up by not being like ego. And it's not about like about me. It's about others and building others up and recognising others' capabilities and emotions, and she's really good like that. And I think it's, and I liked how Astos, when the Doctor was being really bossy and perhaps not thinking about what she was like, because she was that she wanted her own way. I liked how how he calmed her down and made the focus, and it was a lot better than when Peter Capaldi's episode with Rusty into the Dalek, when he was being the big I am, said, "Oh, somebody's died, yeah, whatever. Oh, we're standing in him now," and he was being a bit of a twat. But then Clara slapped him round the face. Too much, mate. Too much, Moffat. That was. So I thought this was good. How people are sort of steered towards stuff, and sort of like, it's not about force and ego. It's about building others up rather than building yourself up first. So I like that about this series. I love Jodie. I love all of them. I love Mitch. I want more Mitch. I've been reading the books, and I've been, where is it? I have about 1 billion books on my bed. So I've been reading these books. I read these so far. I love them. Totally recommend both of them. This is like meant to be for a younger age group, but it's just as good as this. It doesn't seem like it's for a younger age group at all, to be honest. But I really like the book releases this time, that they haven't come out all at once. They're like rationed. It's like, oh, you can have this one this week, and then in 2 weeks you can read this one. And I quite like that, because then you know what order you're meant to be reading them in then. And it's like an extra treat as you're going through the series. So what I wanted to say, I think it is. So yeah. So as always with these reviews, here's the notes. Here's the notes that I did. I'll upload them on next. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. Yay!